What's good with y'all boys? It's Ricey and we back with another video, and for today's video I am giving you guys a Iron Fist guide on season 2.5, chat. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, since it's the first couple days of the season, I'm still learning exactly how to play Iron Fist, so some of these tips might get outdated later on in the season, but to counteract that, I'm going to make a part 2, so I recommend liking the video to let me know that you guys want a part 2 of this guide, chat. Alright, so first I'm gonna go over the Iron Fist nerfs, what changed about the character, and kind of explain this playstyle, and then I'm gonna go through every single part of his kit and what you can do better on it, and just tell you about the kit. Alright, so first of all, the biggest nerfs to Iron Fist was his block changes. The first thing that they changed was his block conversion. So basically what that means is now he gains less overhealth from blocking just normally. Before it was 1.5 or whatever damage you were taking. So if you were to take 30 damage, you would end up gaining 45 overhealth. But now they changed it so it's 1.3 instead of 1.5, which means now you'll gain 39 overhealth instead of 45. So it's kind of a big nerf to his changes. With that, he gains his overhealth way less now. And then that also makes him a bit more squishier, since he won't be gaining as much overhealth and he won't be max overhealth as much anymore. The next thing that they changed was his max overhealth that he could have, which is now 475 instead of 500. So they basically took 25 overhealth off of his max HP, making him even more squishier than the 1.5 changes. And they also changed the cooldown reduction from 1.5 to 1 whenever you hit a target. And basically what that means is whenever you punch a target, you only gain 1 second of your block back instead of 1.5, which basically goes from needing 5 hits for your block to 7 hits to get your block back. So you need to hit 2 more times and then you get your block back. So now I'll just show you guys real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you get your block back. And last season it was actually 5 hits to get your block back. There's more nerfs, but those 3 nerfs specifically kind of changes up Iron Fist's whole playstyle. You can't really play him like how you were playing him before. Basically, before he was a brawler, kind of like a tank buster, if you will, and he would sit in the front line and just block infinitely. But for some reason they did nerf that and basically kept the 2.1% that he does to tanks, but he can't even use the 2.1% because he can't frontline anymore. So it's kind of like useless. I don't really understand why they nerfed him, but yeah. And then the last thing that they nerfed was a movement nerf, which was to his flight, and basically now the flight is a lot slower than what it was before. You can still fly, but you can't fly as well as you were able to before. But I'll give you guys some type of like tip to help you counteract that, which will actually let you guys fly faster. Alright, so the first thing I want to go over is Iron Fist base kit. So in his base kit he has 4 jumps. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4 and you get 4 jumps. He also has a wall run. This wall run resets your jump, so whenever you jump onto a wall, you get your jumps back, which is very important for using his kit. Your jumps also reset from touching the ground, so you can basically get your jumps back from either touching the ground or wall running. And then the next part of his kit is his block, and with his block, like I said earlier, the max HP you can get is 475, so you have to be careful with that. This block is also 360 blockable, so you can block damage from behind, and you don't actually have to be looking at your target to do anything. This can also block ults like Iron Man ults or Strange ults, and you really only want to use your block whenever you're low HP, and you never really want to use it too early, especially on targets like Hela, because they'll instantly burn you, or they'll just wait your block out in higher rank lobbies. So you want to make sure that you're using it at the correct times and you're really learning when to use that block. And one tip that I could give you guys is to always play safe and be aware if people are trying to bait out your block, and always be ready to shift away after your block if you don't get enough overhealth. Another thing that this block does is basically do more damage to tanks. So you will burn a group faster than you would normally do, and you basically do 2.1% every punch of whatever max HP they have. So if you're going up against like a ulting Hulk, you will actually burn him faster than you would burn a group. This also does do the same thing in your ultimate, but of course it does more damage. But like I said, you still do that 2.1% per hit. So just be aware of that when you're going into your rank matches. You can shred tanks really fast. You just gotta be careful, because if you're in your empowered form, you basically have no other defense but that 30% that you gain. Also, in your empowered form, you get a 30% damage reduction as long as you have like this green outline around your body. So you basically have a 30% damage reduction whenever you block. This helps while sitting in the front line and shredding tanks, but you still have to be careful because if you do have this, you basically have no other defense but the 30% protecting you. So I recommend using movement and also getting out if you get too low HP. Another thing about this empowered form is you get more range than you would normally have if you're just looking at them from afar with your base punches. You see here I can't auto track, but as soon as I press this, I can auto track to them like that. So you do get more range in your empowered form than you would normally get. And then also to enhance that, even from afar, if you jump, you will get more range. But you should mostly be jumping when you're using the empowered form because obviously you get more range than you would get using the normal punches. And the last thing about Iron Fist block is that you actually can fly with his block. So this did get nerfed in the recent patches, but it still works as you can see here. You don't really want to let this flight carry you like how I'm doing here. You really want to mix in double jumps in between that so you can get faster movement, and on top of that it's easier for you to dodge attacks. But while you're doing this, you should be aware that you only get 3 jumps, so you shouldn't really be spamming this movement. I see a lot of people in my comments say that this nerf is what killed the character, but in my opinion I don't think that's what it is. I kind of think it's just his block changes. I really do think he deserves to at least have 1.5 on his block gain. So basically instead of getting 1 second per hit to get his block back, he should have 1.5 like he had in season 2. But anyways, since you get the nerf on the flight, I recommend only using this flight in certain situations. Like let's say if there's a lot of people chasing you and you just need to get out of the situation very fast and you just need to get to high ground, I recommend using it exactly like how I used it there. You should not be using it any more than that. Like it's really only a tool to get to high ground, or if you're too high into the air to go lower basically. So let's say you're on top of a flyer and you're punching them midair like this. Let's say you block and you're just too far in the air because you killed them, then you can use the shift to take you downwards like that. Or you can use it to go from the ground to a high ground like this. But make sure you're using your jumps in between those so you can get there faster than you normally would. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about is Iron Fist Shift. And this got no changes in the recent patch, which is very good. But if you didn't know, this did get a buff in Season 2, basically making it from 12 seconds to 10 seconds. The cooldown reduction is kind of like the only thing that saves Iron Fist Kick this season, since his block did get gutted. And now I kind of want to show you guys how to use it correctly. So the thing is, with Iron Fist Shift, you can either use this as a kill tool or you can use it as a escape tool. And the best way to know when to use the kick is whenever your target is below like around 40 to 30%. So around this HP is when you should be using your kick, because this will guarantee you a kill every single time. This is also a big factor around Iron Fist one-shot combo, since you cannot one-shot without his kick. So I recommend if you're going in for a one-shot combo, you should always have your kick up. And to do his combo, you basically do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shift, and then you finish off the last hit like that. And that is his one-shot combo. I forgot to say this when I was talking about the nerfs, but basically Iron Fist did get a 5% damage reduction as well. So now his one-shot combo won't actually one-shot on 250 HP targets with just the kick. You will need to end up doing a last hit after. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shift, and then you do the last hit like that. Before, that combo would actually just one-shot with just the kick. But since you can't do that, it will just leave them on 1 HP. You need to finish off with 1 extra hit to finish off the one-shot combo, no matter the target. And the next thing about Iron Fist Kick is this is a very important tip, and I recommend using it if you are going to play Iron Fist, is you should always be looking up if you're trying to escape a bad situation, because as you can see here, if I just shift, I'll normally go like around 12 meters, but if I look up, I'll go around like 27 meters. So you should always be using that tech by looking up instead of looking like either straight forward or looking down, because if you look down, you only go like barely even 1 meter. But also that also helps for if you're in a situation where you need to hit a target, you can just look straight down and you will basically go nowhere. Also with Iron Fist Kick, you can B-hop, but to B-hop you have to be looking straight up, and as soon as you're gonna hit the ground, you have to double jump. I kind of messed it up there, but I'll show it here. So you shift, hit the ground, and then you jump exactly like that. You can do it up to 3 times, but you gotta be kind of careful when you're using it because the timing for it is very small and you might accidentally double jump like how I was doing earlier. And now I kind of want to go over what you should and shouldn't be doing whenever you're gonna use the kick. So whenever you're going to engage a fight, like let's say I'm engaging a healer right here. Let's say I go on top of them like this. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's say they end up getting healed here. If they end up taking any heals or I'm just punching them and they're not getting any lower, do not use your shift. You should only use your shift if they are literally 1 HP and it will guarantee you the kill. Like this is guaranteed kill HP, but this isn't right here. So if I shift him, he will die. Now if I shift him, he won't die. You see what I mean? Now, if this was before the 5% damage nerfs, that would actually kill from half HP. But because we got those damage nerfs, we actually can't kill anymore. So you have to be really, really careful when using your kick this season. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Only use your kick if they're around this amount of HP or even lower than that. Because if you don't, they will end up like that. And if you do, they will end up dead. Now, let's say you go in and you use your kick too early and they're still max HP like this. That's when you use your flight movement to either escape or just get to a high ground to get you into a better position. And that's about really the only time you should be using your flight is if you use your kick too early and you don't end up securing a kill. That's when you should be using your flight to get out. Or when you're just in a bad situation in general. But most of the time you want to use your kick to get out. So let's say the target that I'm going on is just way too full of HP. I have 4 people on me, they're all looking at me. That's when I use my shift to get out. And let's say I mess it up like how I did there, then I'll use my block to escape like exactly how I did there. Like I said, it's very situational on when you should be using the flight and when you should be using the kick. Only time you should be using the kick is if the target you're on is getting peeled for or they're just getting max heals. And then if you don't kill with the kick, that's when you should use your flight movement and your double jumps all at the same time to get out exactly how I did there. Alright, and the next thing I want to talk about is Iron Fist E, and it's basically just his heal. This is like whenever you get into a bad situation, you want to run behind a corner, you just heal up to max HP. You also gain 100 over health if you heal past your max HP, but this does drain at I think around 15 HP per second. Please tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. I don't know the exact percentage that it drains at, but it does drain extremely fast. So if you're going to use the overhealth to engage, I recommend doing it right on top of your target and then engaging like that. Alright, so now I want to kind of talk about Iron Fist's passives. So Iron Fist basically has 2 passives. His first passive is his team up anchor with Luna, which basically gives him a 10% damage boost. This is always active no matter what, even if Luna isn't in the game. It's kind of like a seasonal bonus, but you do get an extra 10%. If any Mario Rivals devs are watching this, please give us back our 5%. We need 15% damage, please, man. But yeah, his other passive is basically whenever he gets a kill, he ends up getting 50 overhealth. So you can stack this up as much as you kind of want. If you're just getting multiple kills at once, you'll get a bunch of overhealth. And you see here I'm at 428 overhealth. I think this does max out at around 400 or 500 HP. So you got to be aware of that. And you can also like buff yourself by using the E, by giving yourself like an extra 30 overhealth. It's not really that big, but yeah, this also does stack with your block, but you gotta kind of be careful with it because I can't really show you how much your max HP can get here because these bots don't attack fast enough. But I'm pretty sure you could get around 650 HP. I haven't really ever gotten above 650. If you have, please send me some screenshots in the Discord. That would be like kind of cool. But yeah, you can get around 650 HP if you kill 5 and then you block right after, which almost never happens, but it's possible. And yeah, that's kind of Iron Fist's base kit. Now we go into his last part of his kit, which is his ultimate. And with his ultimate, you basically get further range punches, so your punches can hit from afar. You can also like stack on top of characters exactly like that. You also get a kick that does half the opponent's HP no matter what. Your kick will always do the max damage it can possibly do. And then you also get a 3-second block. And one final tip that I can give you guys is always be trying to use your block as much as possible during the ult, since you do have a 3-second block. And then also near the end of your ult, around like 2 seconds, you want to block again, because as soon as you come out, you'll have a 3-second block and you'll be able to block right again and stay in the fight. Alright, and that's kind of the basics around Iron Fist kit this season. He's no longer a tank buster. I feel like he's more of a flanker now. But like I said, you still can tank bust. You just have to be extremely careful in the front line. And when I say extremely, I mean extremely, because if you're not, you're going to instantly blow up. You also have to play around that block cooldown change. If you don't use the block cooldown correctly, and let's say you should always wait until around 7 seconds for your block to come back, because it'll only take you around 5 to 6 hits to get your block back. And that's kind of like the playstyle you want to play around in this season. Unless you're like around there punching tanks and you have like a bunch of like a triple heal comp, then you can kind of do whatever you want. You can kind of play a lot more riskier, but you definitely don't want to punch around 10 seconds, because as you can see here, it'll take 7 hits to actually get your block back. Now if I wait at 7 seconds, it'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you get your block back. So yeah, that's pretty much the biggest change with this character's kit, is trying to get used to his block changes. I recommend either going into quick play or like playing in an alt account and trying to learn the timing for it, because it is a lot different than what it was last season, and it's kind of a big nerf. Honestly, I really, if they were to change anything, let's say they weren't to give us our 1.5 back, at least give us 1.2 or 1.3 so we can have one less hit to get our block back. I really don't understand why they changed it. But yeah, now I'm gonna get into like a VOD review really quickly to show you guys the playstyle you kind of want to play it with Iron Fist. And yeah, let's get right into that. All right, so I found one of my games where we went 46-5. This was a crazy game just in general, with the new Iron Fist changes. I was MVP this game. I do want to go over the bans first. So what you want to really ban in this comp is you want to ban Storm. If you can ban Ultron, most of the time there's an Ultron on your team, so I know you can't really ban him. Instead of Ultron, I would probably ban Hela, but you for sure want to ban Storm, Iron Man, and Hawkeye. If you don't ban those characters, it will just be a bad time for you, and it's really a bad time with Hela as well, but you can deal with it sometimes. Okay, so to start this match, I start on this left side here. I want to play on this high ground because I really like sitting on top of this building right here and flanking the back line. This is also a really good position because most characters can't shoot you from up here if you just like play this corner right here. Here I'm looking for a dive on this Luna since I just seen her. I'm also trying to figure out what their team comp is. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, now I'm going for the Luna. Nice. Okay, so here you see me heal up on top of the building. I get my overhealth. I'm waiting a little bit, go on top of the Luna, expecting the sleep. You should always, if you're going to go on Luna, be expecting the sleep, because if she doesn't, this could literally instantly kill you. Like, you have to always, whenever you're diving Luna, always be ready to block, because she can instantly turn around and sleep you exactly like that. But I do end up securing the kill on the Luna because she missed her sleep. I go on top of the mag since he's backing up and he's away from the team. So instead of, okay, so this is really important in this season. You really want to go after the characters that are cut off, because since you get your block slower, if you're in groups of people, it's really easy to die. So if I was here and I was like, let's say flanking, or trying to stop the dive, this mag would get out for free and I wouldn't be able to kill him. So now I'm on top of this mag and trying to basically stagger him as much as possible. End up blocking, get that kill. Going for a heal. I'm healing in a corner so I don't get randomly shot at from like a random teammate anywhere. I see this, I get grabbed by the wolf. I think I actually die here. Or do I die here? Oh, I actually don't. Okay. Yeah, I was very close, 2 HP as you can see. But yeah, it's really important to like be playing against that block timer, because that is like literally, I'm not even trolling, your biggest enemy this season. This game they had a flanking Loki the entire game. I don't really understand why he was flanking on Loki, but I was basically just kind of punishing him for that this entire match, and kind of just abusing the backline. And like I said, that's really what you want to do on this character now, since you can't really frontline for as long. And you see here, while I was like walking around, basically the reason why I was walking around like that is because my block changed. And if I engage here, like let's say I went on this Hela, right? If I was to go on this Hela, I only had like 5 seconds up on my block, but that's still basically look here, I have 5 seconds, but that's basically still a full combo that I would have to hit on this Hela and pray to God that this Luna doesn't just randomly turn around and decide to heal the Hela. So that's why I decided not to go on the Hela here, because it's like almost impossible for me to even 1v1 the Hela with the new block nerfs. So here, I'm waiting on top of here, waiting for my cooldown back. My cooldown's back, so I instantly engage. Nobody shoots it, so now I'm running away with my shit. End up healing in this corner. Now I need to be in the fight and I need to be active so I can build my ult up. I can guarantee you that's what I'm thinking here. Luckily, my mag hits a crazy mag ult and my Bucky is just finishing off everybody. So we were able to win that fight. Alright, so now we're starting on top of this building once again. I promise you this is the best spot in the game, especially on this map. Here I saw the rocket, so this is where I scout out for the rocket. And what I want to tell you guys is my decision making in when I'm diving here is, okay, so there's a Hela sitting here and I know she's going to be flanking. Now if I dive this Luna, I have a chance of first of all getting stunned and 1000% getting stunned by this Hela here. So instead of diving the target that's stuck to the ground, I would rather dive the rocket, who has a potential of one, flying into the air and basically leaving his team, basically securing me a free kill, or just like running away from his team. I don't understand why rockets do that, but for some reason they just don't get healed and they always run away from the team. So I always go for rocket first. I don't know what I was really doing here. I think I was just kind of waiting for the... Oh, okay, yeah. I was waiting for the Hela to walk away so she doesn't turn around and try and instant tap me. You see here, though, right? So this was not a bad play necessarily on me, but because this rocket knew that I was diving, he basically shredded my HP. I gained no HP from my block, and then the Hela just turned around and one-tapped me. You see here, it's really important to not be diving in and letting the Hela be on top of you, because she could just one-shot you this season. It's like, I swear to God, I hate that character, bro. That character's so good. I end up ulting point here so we can stall a little bit. I see that the rocket ult is going. I'm chasing the rocket. I don't know why I didn't chase the rocket here. Yeah, whenever you have your ult, literally always go for rocket first. No matter what the situation is, you should always be on top of the rocket, because if you're not, as you can see there, I was on top of the Luna and the Captain America. She just got hella peel, and if I would have chased the rocket, he would have got no peel, because you really can't peel for a rocket who's constantly running away and putting himself in a bad position. But yeah, they we did end up losing that point, but I'm pretty sure we do hold them this second point. Can't remember. I end up going on top of Crush on Slush. He's running away. For some reason, he ended up full HP. I think it's because he got the Luna team up, or not team up, but the Snowflake. So now I'm just trying to stop this Hela. I know I'm not gonna kill the Hela, but I'm just trying to stop her from flanking or just getting too much pressure on top of my team. I'm in the backline here, trying to auto track to the rocket. I shift away. Luckily, don't die there, which is very lucky. Our Bucky does end up dying here. We end up rocket ulting in spawn. I'm on top of the Hela because I really don't want her to add pressure now that my Bucky's dead. Now I get out since I forced the Luna ult. We have a Luna ult ourselves. And they have a symbol, so now I'm just stalling point. I literally don't even want to punch anything here, because if they turn on me like how they're doing now, I'll most likely die. I'm just basically just stalling. I don't have a committed target to go on, because they have too much overhealth and I know I'm not gonna kill anything here. So now I'm committing, since all their ults are gone other than the rocket ult. I'm on this Hela, just trying to take the focus off from her team. I'm chasing this rocket since he's in the air. Bad kick by me. That was a really bad kick. I end up blocking and just escaping. But you notice how whenever I'm escaping after using a shift, like I said in the first part of the guide, I'm running away with my double jumps and the flight. I'm not just using the flight and praying that it carries me. So now I wasted my ult because I didn't really block the Luna stun. It does end up being a good ult here still, so we're good. I'm chasing this rocket down because I don't want him healing their team and basically, you know, keeping the fight alive for longer than it needs to be. Loki's still up. I'm going after Loki. This is Freelo right here. I need to find the Loki clones. Don't let him flank anymore. And we end up clearing the fight. Alright, and to start this next fight, I'm just all right, and to start the next fight, I'm going on this Hella, just trying to stop her from flanking, because you really don't want a Hella flanking. It's like almost impossible to win a fight with a Hella flanking, because she just does too much damage. So here I wait above these stairs because I know she's sitting in the room, and I knew she was gonna come onto this high ground. So basically I know I'm not gonna kill her. I'm just gonna be an annoying little rat and basically stop her from flanking. So I'm just doing that, using my overhead to my advantage. I see she goes up there again, and I'm still stopping her from flanking, and because she made that mistake on going up there again, she gets shredded by my Punisher, and we end up getting that kill. Because I'm stopping it and basically stopping the flank. I go on the rocket. I'm just going to keep punching the rocket, try and gain as much ult here as possible since they do have this ult up. I go on the Hella again, just so I really don't want this Hella to commit to anything, really. Like, I'm just kind of being annoying to her so she doesn't one-tap my whole team. Like, that's kind of like my whole playstyle here. Here they have the rocket ult. I'm just trying to survive because I know I'm not going to kill anything in this rocket ult. And I know that I cannot solo kill the rocket ult, so I'm not even trying to go for that. End up blocking here. I don't know why I shifted there. Oh, I shifted because the rocket was one, but they ended up Loki cloning, so I couldn't get it because of the runes, unfortunately. Bucky is ulting here, which is really big. I think we do end up losing this fight. Please don't ult here. Okay. I had a feeling I was gonna ult, but we made the better choice. W. Wait, am I gonna ult? Okay, good. So here I'm just literally setting up for a flank. I know that they don't know I'm up here. Oh, Rocket's up here. Okay, so yeah, I ended up killing this Rocket. Literally the freest pick of my life, which is why I set up for flanks like that. And now I'm looking to spawn kill the Rocket, I'm pretty sure. I feel like that would be the best play here, because now that they're down, they'll be down one every fight. Oh, and Luna's chasing me. Do not chase that Luna. I think, yeah, I went for Rocket, but he ended up shooting me. He got me too low, and then I just ran away.
Only 60 seconds left.
Yeah, he ran into spawn. I ran to get this health pack, but since the Rocket is delayed in the fight, they literally only have one healer out there. I don't know if we get a pick. Yeah, look, see, we get a pick because the Loki's flanking and they only have one heal on the front line, which is the Luna heals. So just even though I didn't kill the Rocket there, just annoying them and keeping him in the spawn is really good. And you see here, I'm still just annoying the Rocket. I'm chasing the Rocket down. I do not want him to do anything. I really want him to swap. Like, if we're being realistic, because if he doesn't swap here, he basically just auto loses. And that's why I say you should always be diving Rocket first, because he's basically the freest kill of your life, and he never gets peeled. He never has peel. I don't understand why, but nobody ever peels for Rocket. I'm focusing the front line here because I know the back line is dead and they're pushed back. Also, the Hella was shooting me, so me diving the Hella there while her team is respawning is just bad plays. Go on top of the Hella, shift her. Okay, she ends up ulting. We break the ult. You should always be breaking the ult because, like I said, Iron Fist does percent damage now, so you do a percent of damage to her ultimate. I'm looking here, just trying to build ult once again. End up blocking the strange ult. Somehow I face tanked the Magneto ult, but didn't die from it. This is gonna be a huge shift. Nice. And then I kill the Luna right after. So I actually do want to go over this real quick to show y'all when you guys should be shifting. So if you look at this Rocket's HP, right, you see he's half HP. Even here, shifting right here is just bad plays. So what I did was I punched him one more time just to make sure that I was able to get that kill. And I'll show you guys here. It was kind of fast motion because I kind of move stacked it. But you see he's half right here. And then as soon as I hit him again, he goes below half, and then I'm able to secure that kill. So you don't want to kill or you don't want to shift if they're at half. You want to make sure you're able to secure the kill before you use your shift. Like, honestly, bro, you should be able to, like, secure the kill with your normal punches before your shift at this point. Like, at this point in the season. You see here, also, I didn't end up using my shift on the Loki there. I don't think I actually had it, but yeah. We end up clearing the fight because I have ult, and I actually killed the Rocket. And we win the fight because of that.
0-2.
But yeah, this season, I'm telling you, chat, it's really important to be flanking. I'm not gonna sit here and say just hard flank the entire time, but I recommend just like just trying to. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. Like, sometimes you're gonna have to swap this season. Like, there's certain comps, like a Penny comp, that you literally just cannot do a single thing into because she has too many mines up and too many spider webs. But yeah, it's just certain things. And also, if you don't ban the bans that I showed you guys, you will be struggling. But here, okay, look, this was low-key, this was probably one of my best plays ever. I was talking through that, but like, just watch how I play this here, right? So I sit behind the corner because I realize that this hell is just only looking at me. But I'm trying to get basically the best block that I can possibly get here. I'm basically just waiting her out and trying to get her to lose focus on me. So what I do here is I realize that she ended up placing these shards behind me, right? So I'm like, hold on. I could low-key just block and get max overhealth from that. So I get max overhealth, and then I instantly run up top. And then I'm chasing the hell, getting her off high ground, basically turning her focus off from me onto my team. Now she doesn't have high ground. Now I can move to the back lane. I actually do think I ended up dying here. But it was still a good play nonetheless. Yeah, I ended up. Oh shit! I didn't die. What the? Holy goat! But yeah, hold on, wait. I gotta go back. I'm actually kind of surprised. I ended up going on the Luna. I think I kind of got saved by her walking into this fire here. Also, she was low HP, so I was already going to kick here, but I'm pretty sure my mag shot her, and then I was able to get that one tap and end up clearing up the fight, which was really, really good there. But taking risky plays is really important like that. You just kind of got to play safe and be really, really locked in. And clearly, I got like 28 final blows this game. I was really locked in. Other than right there. What the fuck was I doing, bro? What am I doing? Yo. What was that? Did I not have block? Okay, I had block and I still got gripped. That's kind of crazy. Going on to the next fight, we have a Loki flanking once again. I'm just going to chase him down, clear him up from getting out of my backline, just so my backline can look at me more. I see that there's a wolf. I'm probably calming to my team that there was a wolf flanking. Unfortunately, he does just kill everybody. And now my team's kind of dead. Loki reses. And now I'm just setting up for a flank. I don't really care what happens here. I see that they use Luna ult. That's really good for our team. But now I'm just kind of playing safe. The reason why I didn't dive there was because I knew that the Strange was obviously walking forward. And if I was to dive there, the Strange would be putting damages to my back. Same with the Luna. And probably the Hela would turn around and try and do that. So that's the reason why you see me stay on height here. And then I go on top of the Luna as soon as the ult is about to end. Just trying to annoy them. Like I'm literally just an annoying little brat this game. That's kind of how you want to play Iron Fist, since you don't do a lot of damage and you don't have a lot of overhealth. So yeah, you kind of just want to be very annoying and really stay around the backline and stay around like characters that can hard carry the match. You really don't want the hard carry to be carrying. Time to heal. Alright, setting up for a flank once again. And it's really important to know a lot of these flank spots in these maps. I can kind of show a couple real quick, but a good flank spot is obviously this one right here, because literally nobody ever looks up here. You can also just take this route right here and wall climb right here and get to their backline. Also, taking this this height, going through the building and going on this height right here is really good. You could also just walk through the crosswalk and get free line of sight to their backline from right here. And yeah, it's really important to learn the flank sites on these points. I'll try and show all the flank sites on every point, but I don't know if I'll be able to. Unfortunately, Hela was respawning and I didn't realize it, but luckily she stopped looking at me. I see that they use Loki runes, so the first target I'm going on here is Loki. Or not. Oh, okay, so I seen the Luna was 1 HP, and I tried to one-shot her. Okay. Well, I didn't. She wasn't 1 HP, but if they're ever like half HP like this, it's always a better choice to go for the half HP target, obviously, than to go for the full HP target. So that's why I didn't go for the Loki, and instead I just went for the Luna. But doing that, like, actually forced out Luna ult, so it was actually a really good play in my opinion. Now I'm just sitting here stalling point. I really want this Luna to get off point so I can move the cart, but she's not moving off point. So, yeah, but basically because she wasn't moving on point, her front line wasn't getting any heals. And this Hela actually dies, which was huge for me. But you see here, the Wolf and the Luna are peeling for me. I end up blocking the Luna stun. I'm just chasing the Luna. I shift away because I don't have block. And I can't use my flight anymore, so I just shift away. I'm going for Luna because my Punisher's on the back line. I end up getting stunned. I don't think I end up securing that kill. Yeah, I just leave because, like, bro, Hella is literally probably Iron Fist, like, hard calories. Like, she's just disgusting. I hate that character. So with my ult here, my decision making was I go for the furthest target, basically the Luna, because she was very out of position. And then I kill the Wolf because he's also out of position. And then I straight go for the Hella ult. Kill the Hella. And we clean up the fight. Oh, actually, we don't clean up. I remember what happened here, bro. They fucking stalled this shit for 7 years. And I was literally killing their entire team back to back. But yeah, the reason I'm chasing Jeff here is because, like, Jeff is easier to kill now. But instead of the Jeff, I just go for the Luna because, like, bro, she's just never getting peeled at all this entire match. I don't understand why. But yeah, I go for Jeff here because he's their only other healer. I end up one-tapping him. Go for Hella, so because she's the only other character I can one-tap. See Luna on point, they end up using Luna ult, so we just kite. I'm still looking for a flank here. I'm still looking to even just C9 the cart. I'm never playing in the front line because, like, bro, they have Hella, they have Wolf, they have Strange, and that's just not a good comp to go against. They also have Jeff, and they have Loki. So if I frontline here, it's just GG's for my character. I might as well just swap. But yeah, Jeff is chasing me. This was actually the first time I actually realized that Jeff could, like, fucking damage me like that. But yeah, I'm chasing the Jeff, just trying to build my ult. Honestly, trying to, like, make sure he makes a mistake to one-tap him. We end up killing the Luna. Punisher actually gets a huge ult here. I'm waiting for the Jeff ult. I don't really give a fuck what happens here. I'm just waiting for the Jeff ult so I can try and kill him. End up getting him really low. We end up killing him. Beautiful. Now I know that somebody's gonna respawn, but now I'm just trying to clear a point because nobody else on my team is clearing up point. So they're really just sitting over there dying. Like this Strange has been sitting on point for like 17 years. So now I'm just chasing the Strange, trying to one-tap him. I use ult, kill the Strange. We go on Crush. I'm pretty sure he's gonna ult here. Actually, he doesn't ult here. What the hell? I go on the Loki, break the runes first. And then we chase the Loki now just so he gets out of my backline. I saw that he clapped up on height again. So I chase him on height. Kill him, Ricey. There we go. Okay, now their entire team's back again, even though I just killed like 4 people. But yeah, I'm blocking here. And you could really see, in that specific second right there, you could really see the block nerfs, bro. Like, it's so bad in my opinion. Like, I hate that they did that to us, bro. Like, but yeah, I'm going on Jeff here because he was half HP. It's also really hard for him to self-heal. Go on Loki. They end up Luna ulting again. Like, oh my goodness gracious. By the way, this is a triple heals comp, so I might actually post this video. How the rank when Iron Fist dominates triple support. But yeah, I'm basically just going for the easier targets. I focused the Hella there because we just needed her out of the game, and I really don't want her killing anything during that Luna ult. So we just focused her, making sure she missed every single shot. Kill the Strange because he's just sitting in the air. And whenever Strange is in the air, you always want to chase him down because, like I said, you do that percent damage and you can just basically one-shot him. Yeah, they stalled that for like almost 3 minutes, like just sitting there, which is insane. We ended up killing the Hella here, but I'm pretty sure on this point we ended up just winning this whole thing. Like they couldn't even do anything because we just rolled them. I'm just trying to, honestly, this was probably a bad play. I should have probably just let him walk, but I was trying to get him like low enough so when he dives in he can't like grab anybody, but he ended up grabbing my Punisher anyway. Still looking for backline here. Going on top of Luna, always waiting for her to use that stun. I'm not gonna block unless obviously they're peeling or she uses that stun. Wolf is chasing me, I don't know why. Going on this Luna because she's low HP. She has the stun. Let's see if I die here. I think I do die here, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so that's why I say you should always be looking out for that stun. And you should always be saving your block specifically for that stun. You see here, she literally, because she hit that bitch on me, like I'm just instant dead and I can't do anything about it. Now, if they had an Emma, bro, this shit would be even worse. Like, really, truly.
Need some help.
Okay, I see Hella's flanking. I'm gonna stop her. I'm trying to cut her off here because I know that she's flanking. I see Loki and Hella are flanking. I'm killing the Hella and then breaking the clones. We kill the Wolf on point. He grips me. Pause, no diddy. Go on Luna. And then there's Luna. Bro, this game lasted so long for no reason. Man. Holy shit. Block the strange ults. Holy. Kill the Wolf. We go for Loki. Kill the Loki. Kill the strange. We don't give a fuck about the Hella ults. I die, but they end up capping point. And we end up winning the game. But yeah. The one thing now I can say for y'all chat is this season you should be in the back line a lot more than you're in the front line. You should never really be in the front line unless you like absolutely need to and they just have too much counter dive. I feel like Ultron kind of makes it so you have to be in the front line because he does a lot of damage and he can also peel for his supports. And also his healing is pretty good for Iron Fist since we got that 5% damage nerf, which kind of just nerfs us entirely. But yeah, I definitely recommend if you're going to play Iron Fist this season, sit in the back line and try to do as much as possible back there instead of sitting in the front line. He is not a tank buster anymore. He is a flanker. Alright, if you did learn something or enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Also join up in the Discord. I love y'all boys. Peace!